Hey, how you doing? It's Mike Chapman here again, and I've got another Exodus chapter 14 moment here for you. I heard about it yesterday, and I wanted to share it before I forgot. Now, all the details aren't going to be exact, but you will get the point by the time I'm done. I was driving in my car just yesterday as a part of work. And I was driving, I turned on the radio, and Dr. James Dobson's Family Talk was on. And during Family Talk, he was interviewing Dr. Ben Carson. Now, perhaps you've heard of him. He's come on in the national scene politically lately, but he's also a standout Christian. And he was telling a story about his former life as a student. You see, he's a retired neurosurgeon. He was the director of pediatric neurosurgery at Johns Hopkins University, and also he was credited as the first surgeon to successfully separate conjoined twins joined at the head. So pretty remarkable guy, and he was being introduced and interviewed by James Dobson. He told a story about back when he was at Yale as a student, when Yale first started really admitting some black students into the program. He realized that chemistry was an important class for him to pass in order to get into medical school. Now, the problem was he felt like he could treat Yale as he did in high school, not study very hard and yet successfully get good grades. He soon learned that was not going to be the case, and in fact he found out toward the end of the semester that he was failing chemistry. In fact, he was failing so badly that if he aced the final, there was still no way for him to pass chemistry and therefore prevent him from going into medical school. Well, it turned out that the professor offered the students an opportunity to double their final grade on the final exam, so that if he was able to do so as a student, he would pass chemistry. So he studied diligently. He studied hard, and the night before, again, in his own words, the night before the final exam, he set out to study all night long, and as you would know it, he fell asleep. However, he told the story about a dream that he had that night when he fell asleep the night before his final exam. And in that dream, he envisioned someone working, and I can't remember what it was, but someone working at a whiteboard or blackboard on chemistry problems. And he said the dream was so very vivid that in the morning when he was awakened and got ready to go to school, he could still remember the dream. And yet, when he sat down at that final exam for chemistry, after praying to God, if I'm not supposed to be a doctor, please let me know what I'm supposed to do. Or, better yet, if I am, please perform a miracle. Well, that was the night before the dream. When he sat down to his final exam, he was amazed to note that the very first question on the exam was one of the problems that was being worked out in his dream while he slept. And as he looked down through problems 2 and 3 and 4 and continuing, they were all problems that were worked out on the board in his dream. He said he aced that final, and he thanked God for the miracle, and he said, God, thank you, but you'll never have to do it again. Well, that's definitely an Exodus chapter 14 moment. Maybe you say, well, nothing like that's ever happened to me. Well, hey, it has happened when God opened the Red Sea for the Israelites to pass through, and also in the life of Dr. Benjamin Carson, where he had a dream that helped him pass the final exam and bring him to the place of notoriety he enjoys today, so that he can be a Christian testimony before the world. God is an amazing God, and even if you've not had an experience like that in your life, God never changes. He's still the same, and He's still capable of working out the circumstances in your life for His glory.